So on the left we see the scribe page, and on the right we see the coordinators page. As the comments are entered on the left, they immediately appear on the right with the coordinator. We don't have the pro and con count there, but that will be added. That's trivial. After we've got a bunch of comments on the right side for the coordinator, we'll start tagging them. And this is how we're going to create our affinity groups. So we can create new tags however we like. And then we can also roll over that tag and see the list of existing tags, click them to use them. And comments can have one or more tags. Now we're creating annotations. This is where we're going to select some key text and we're going to annotate it. We can annotate it by the type, which are those icons, and give it a comment about why we thought it was important, and then we're also going to tag the annotations. So when we get to theming, we're going to have both tagged comments and tagged annotations. You notice that the tags get added to the right as they're created. So that was categorized. Now we're going to go to organize, and here is where we're going to create affinity groups. Don't mind that the windows appear in slightly odd places right now. That icon says show us all of the comments. Then we can limit it by selecting literary as a tag. And now we're only seeing literary comments. We can then give this affinity group a title, and we'll save that. And we'll close that. We'll create a few affinity groups, kind of following that protocol that we want to put together items that are similar without really thinking too much about how we're going to define them yet. So again, we look at all the comments, pick a different tag, give it a title, and we see the list of affinity groups over on that top right as they get created. These groups can be edited at any time. The comments in them can be rearranged. Here we're looking at a set of annotations, and we're going to start summarizing them. So we've moved on to the next step. You notice that we can see now the summary comments appearing here in the summarized page as we create them. The comments that have been collected can be reordered, as well as some of them that are not particularly relevant can be hidden. So what we're doing right now is we're summarizing each of our affinity groups. The affinity group being defined by the criteria that selects a set of comments and or annotations into one group. Now we look at the report, we can see some of the summarized affinity groups there on the left, as well as links to them all. And we're going to create a new one. This is sort of like the theme of themes. So we're going to call it the key themes from this about quotes. And now we're going to select the summary quotes. So these are the summaries that we wrote after we created affinity groups, and now we can reorder those. So we set a criteria. Actually, we haven't set a criteria. We're just looking at the summary quotes, putting them in order. And we've already given it a name. And we see it's not appearing here right now. That's just a bug. But we can open it up and we see that they exist. Now when we go to the prioritize page, we can select the groups to prioritize. And we could select that literary group, but what we really want was our key themes about our quotes. And this is showing what it's going to look like for the scribe.